What is good, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to another review. This is not your average sneakerhead, Tony Ramsey, and today we're taking a look at a new Jordan model, the Air Jordan 35. If this is your first time here, thank you guys for tuning in, and please make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up. We'll be doing a giveaway once the channel hits 500 subscribers, and another giveaway once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys can subscribe to the channel, that does help us get there. And thank you guys for joining the Not Your Average Sneaker family. Look forward to bringing you guys more reviews going forward. Now, without any further delay, let's go ahead and jump in this here box. So the Air Jordan 35, actually, I believe it released overseas. I want to say at the end of September. I grabbed my pair off of eBay a little bit early. Here in the States, they're supposed to release, I'm not sure if it's October 9th or October 16th, but they do drop stateside sometime here in October. And happy to give you guys a quick look at this sneaker in hand so you guys can decide whether this is one that you want to add to your collection for either lifestyle or performance, or if this is one that you guys want to pass on looking at the sneaker here and now in hand. First things first, let's take a look at the box. So this does come in a pretty unique box. You do have the Air Jordan 35 logo there on the top. I actually really like this box. You have the 3 X's for the 30 and the Roman numerals. Then you do have the V at the top is in red, and that symbolizes the number 5. I thought that was a pretty dope touch there. And the official colorway for this reads Glacier Gray and Laser Crimson. I got these in a size 9. I believe they're gonna have a US retail price of somewhere like around $180. I'm not 100% sure. Mine did not have that US retail price because, as I mentioned, they did release a little bit early overseas, and I did pick mine up on eBay from an overseas retailer. Other than that detail on top of the box, you do have a black Jumpman there on the side of the box on this side, and nothing else on the other sides of the box. Let's go ahead and open this up. Now, this box is pretty dope. You guys can see it does have a little bit of a notch right there. Then you do have a little bit of a clip right here to hold the box in place. Open that up, and then the box unfolds in a sense. So it just comes open like this. One shoe there. Then the other side unfolds as well. And this is how it looks when it's all open. So pretty interesting opening for a box. There is like a lot number or some kind of stamp over there in the corner or at the top of the box. You guys can see that. But that's something that you guys need to keep a lookout for. Not all boxes have those stamps in them, even if they come from a legit retailer. You do have a grid style paper on top. And once you open that up, you get to the sneaker. And there you guys have it, the Air Jordan 35. This is, I think they're calling this one the center of gravity colorway. And upon first glance, I actually really like this silhouette. So let's jump into more of those details. And I will go ahead and preface that this will just be a review based off of the lifestyle appeal of the sneaker, not the performance review. I am not a performance reviewer. Typically on my channel, I do lifestyle reviews, but this is one new Jordan that I thought actually looked really good. So I figured this would be one that would fit into my channel's main theme. So let's go ahead and jump into the details of the sneaker. So first thing we'll start off with is the upper of the sneaker. So you guys can see it does have a pretty striking appearance to it. You do have this crazy looking midsole that has what's called an eclipse plate down here for performance. We'll jump into more details about that soon. Black midsole. You do have this multicolored like rainbowish pattern right there on the mid panel of both the lateral and the medial side of the sneaker. Then on the upper right above that panel, you do have what is some really high quality suede. I'll give you guys some close-up shots of that suede. And this is really different than the Jordan 34. So the Jordan 34 was really more of a minimalistic sneaker. This one it's still pretty minimal, still pretty light, but it does have some premium materials on it. For instance, with that gray suede, that is just like a little cut panel right here on the front of the lateral side. Then another one back here on the rear of the lateral side with a number 23 in this really funky style writing. I actually like that a lot. You do have that same suede panel there on the rear of the medial side and the front of the medial side as well. Right above that, you have what's a pretty thick mesh up here, and that is also done in that gray. In between the suede panels too, you do have a little bit of an iridescent type of little patch right there, or clip, and it does have the black Jumpman logo on it. And on the medial side, that has the same clip but no branding on that side. On the toe box of the shoe, the suede panels are a little bit split, and you do have this kind of mesh right here in the middle. It's actually pretty, it's not super thick, but I think it will wear pretty well if you do want to hoop in these. Right above that, you do have that 23 right above it in this panel right here. That is also in, that might not be real suede, that might be synthetic suede. You do have a blue mesh tongue, some black laces. It looks like they do have some reflective hits inside of the laces, some really bright neon green stitching right there between the bottom of the lace and the tongue. Then here on the tongue, you do have this blue tongue with a red Jumpman. This is not stitched, it's like a little bit of a print. And you do have a pull tab here to help put the shoe on at the top. And this tongue might look familiar because the tongue is a callback to the Jordan 5 model. 2020 is the, I want to say, the 30th anniversary of the Jordan 5, so they did have some callbacks to the Jordan 5 on this sneaker, which is probably why this is one that I'm actually a really big fan of, as the Jordan 5 is my second favorite Jordan silhouette of all time. Even the back of the sneaker right here does resemble a Jordan 5, and I'll do some comparison shots so you guys can see how that does call back to that Jordan 5. Moving to the rear of the shoe, you do have this kind of tag here at the back. It's like in felt. On one side of the tag, it does say Nike Air. On the other side of the tag, it does have a red Jumpman with some blue stitching on both sides of the tag. Thought that was a pretty nice hit. You do have this bright crimson sock liner there, and the sock liner is actually really, really padded. So it does hug your Achilles pretty well once you get it on your foot. We'll take a look at the insole. It does come with a standard cardboard inserts. Insole does not come out of mine, but we'll look at the insole here. It does have a little bit of a design on the insole with a blue Jumpman logo there at the base of the heel. On the back of the tongue, you also do have some numbers, looks like, and this number says 84 through 03. And if you're not familiar what that number would mean, 1984 was the year that Jordan was drafted, and 2003 was the year that he retired from the NBA with the Washington Wizards. I think that's a callback there. And I did see on some other reviews of the sneaker, some early reviews, that there is some braille right here on the lateral side of the Eclipse plate. There is some braille right here on the lateral side of the Eclipse plate, and what I've heard is that braille actually it has the dates between 1990 and 2020. That's the 30th anniversary of the Jordan 5. It's another interesting detail as well. There's also a little bit of a print right there that says 30-6-5. If I'm not mistaken, those are Jordan's career averages for 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. So some really nice storytelling that's kind of hidden on this sneaker. So I really like that detail. Then looking at the outsole, it is a crimson outsole, which I think is really, really dope. And you do have herringbone pattern on it. In the middle, you have a black Jumpman. At the bottom, you have more of that herringbone pattern. And this sneaker does have Zoom Air cushioning. But even though this Eclipse plate right here has this big hole in the middle, you can see right through it. You can actually see the exposed Zoom units through the Eclipse plate. And there's one here on the forefoot and some more Zoom units here in the heel of the sneaker. I've actually had these on foot for a few minutes and they're surprisingly very comfortable, but we'll talk more about fit here in a second. Looking at both the lateral and the medial shoe as well, you do have some wiring here on the side panels, and I've heard that is those do actually stretch a little bit, and that is to give the shoe a little bit more structure on the side. For if you are hooping in these, that does help with the lateral containment of the sneaker. You see that both on the lateral and the medial side there. does come with flat black laces, as I mentioned. The laces they do have some reflective material in them as well. You do have blue aglets at the end of the laces. Now the lacing system, that does have some like interwoven type of lace loops here. Those are done in a goldish color, and at the top here you do have 2 eyelets, and those are both in this kind of vault green hit or a color there. Now the Eclipse plate is one of the aspects about the sneaker that I'm really interested in. That does have a little bit of a metallic or a shimmery blue color at the top. Then it fades into this crimson color at the bottom. You can see right through this, as I mentioned before. And I really do like that detail. This one is actually a little bit different than the Jordan 34, as it does go up more of the side of the shoe, where the 34 was just more in the midsole of the sneaker. I actually do have some Jordan 34s in my collection. Let me go ahead and grab those so you guys can see the main differences between these 2 Eclipse plates. So these are the only Jordan 34s I have in my collection so far. This is the Jason Tatum 34 PE, which I have not done a review yet on the channel. Maybe I should do that when I do a comparison video next. Let me know down below in the comment section if you guys would be interested in seeing a comparison video between the 34 and the 35. So there you have the 2 sneakers side to side, and we'll do it this way. You guys can see the Eclipse plate on both of them. The Eclipse plate on the 34 was much smaller. It still had the same cutout, but it was also strictly on the midsole, whereas on the 35, you guys can see that Eclipse plate actually goes more up the actual side of the shoe, and it's actually a little bit bigger, and that does flex pretty well. And I read that that does help with your movements when you have the sneakers on, if you're hooping in these shoes. So overall, this is probably my favorite new Jordan silhouette in, I'd say, the last 10 models. I did like the 33. I had those in my collection, but when I did put those on, the 33s were really narrow, so they were very tight, and they had that pull system that you had to just pull the shoe, and then to eject you pull it the other way, and that was really uncomfortable just to wear on a day-to-day basis. So I ended up letting those go. I do have the 34s. I do like those, but those were a little bit small. And these, I actually like these better out of all 3 of them. I got these in a size 9, so I did size up half a size. My true size is an 8.5, and these fit me perfectly in a size 9. Just enough room for me to wear them casually, and if I did want to hoop in these, I think that these would be a beast on the court as well. So I went and grabbed one of the recent Jordan 5 releases. I went and got the Jordan 5 Top 3 that's released earlier in 2020. Just so you can see how that tongue on this one calls back to the tongue in the Jordan 5. Also, you guys can see on the rear of the shoe how that little cut right there on the 35 is very similar to the cut right here on the outside or the lateral side of 35 as well, with this little swoop right there. This one does not go down as much, of course, as this one does. But overall, I would say, in terms of my favorite Jordan silhouettes, this 35 is going to be my favorite new Jordan release, I'd say, in the last 10 models. I think aesthetically this is much closer to what we're used to from Jordan brand in the OG days. So that would be the Jordan, I'd even say the Jordan 3 through the Jordan 14 or so. We were used to having a lot of details similar to this, whereas the ones that came a little bit after that, they started to take a different bit of a turn, and they looked more performance based, whereas this one is one I think that you can actually pull off for lifestyle use, which is how I plan to be wearing these sneakers going forward. That's going to do it for most of the main details of the Jordan 35. Let's go ahead and get these both laced up, get them on feet, and show you guys how they look. Alright, well that's going to do it for my review of the Air Jordan 35 that releases sometime in the middle of October in the States. Let me know what you guys think about the Jordan 35. Is this a sneaker that you plan to add to your collection for lifestyle use? Would you strictly only have this sneaker for performance? Or is this one that you're just going to pass on altogether because you only stick to retros of Jordans? And if that's you, I can definitely relate to that. I haven't been really picking up many performance Jordans lately. I've been sticking to retros, but this is definitely going to be one that I plan to keep in the collection for a long time. Also, make sure to leave the video a thumbs up. Also, to subscribe to the channel. Do plan to bring you guys a lot more videos coming up here towards the end of the year. I got plenty of videos shoes over here stacked up I need to get you guys out reviews for. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this Air Jordan 35. Also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next review. Peace.